Deep in the heart of the vast, sparkling ocean lived a whale named Willow. She wasn't just any whale. She was a humpback with a heart as big as her enormous body. Willow spent her days gliding through the cerulean waters, singing songs that echoed for miles. Songs of joy, friendship, and the beauty of the deep. The other sea creatures adored her. Dolphins would leap and twirl to her melodies, and schools of colorful fish would shimmer and dance around her like living confetti. Willow believed the ocean was a place of harmony, a grand symphony where everyone had a part to play. But not everyone shared Willow's cheerful view. In the shadowy depths of a coral canyon lived a great white shark named Silas. Silas was as bitter as the salt water he swam in. He had a jagged scar above his eye, a constant reminder of a past fight he'd lost, and his heart felt just as scarred. He saw the ocean not as a symphony, but as a battlefield. To Silas, it was every creature for itself, a world of sharp teeth and survival of the fittest. He sneered at Willow's songs, calling them foolish noise, friendship, cooperation. Silas believed those were just words for the weak. He preferred to be alone, feared and respected, patrolling his territory with a permanent scowl. One day, a catastrophic event struck their peaceful corner of the ocean. A massive, abandoned fishing net, a ghost from the human world, drifted down from the surface. It was huge and tangled, a deadly trap of silent synthetic mesh. It snagged on the vibrant coral reef, ensnaring everything in its path. Panic spread like a dark ink cloud. Fish were caught, crabs were trapped, and even the strong currents couldn't tear it free. The reef, once a bustling city of life, fell eerily silent, its inhabitants either trapped or hiding in fear. Willow heard the silence before she saw the disaster. Her joyful song faltered when no echo of chirps and clicks came back. Swimming closer, her giant, gentle eyes widened in horror. She saw her friends, the clownfish, the angelfish, the sea turtles, all struggling helplessly in the tangled web. Her heart ached. She had to do something. She pushed against the net with all her might, but it was too vast, too strong. Her powerful tail thrashed, but it only seemed to make the tangles worse. Frustration and sadness washed over her. For the first time, Willow felt powerless. Meanwhile, Silas was annoyed. The commotion from the reef was disturbing his solitary patrol. He swam over, intending to snap at whatever was causing the disturbance. But when he saw the ghost net, a different feeling crept in, a cold, sharp fear. His own territory was threatened. The net blocked his favorite hunting grounds and made the water feel claustrophobic. He watched Willow struggle and scoffed. "Foolish whale," he muttered to himself. "Strength alone won't solve this." But even as he said it, he knew his own methods wouldn't work either. He could tear at the net with his teeth, but he'd likely get tangled himself. For once, the mighty Silas was stuck. Days turned into a week. The trapped creatures grew weaker, and the vibrant colors of the reef began to fade. Willow was exhausted, her body covered in scrapes from the abrasive net. Despair was beginning to set in. She saw Silas lurking in the distance, watching, always watching. An idea, as faint as a distant echo, sparked in her mind. It was a desperate, crazy idea. She swam towards the formidable shark. Silas watched her approach, his fins tensing for a confrontation. "What do you want, Singer?" he growled, his voice a low rumble. Willow didn't flinch. She looked him straight in the eye, her own gaze filled not with fear, but with a plea. "Silas," she began, her voice soft but steady, "I can't do this alone, and neither can you. My strength is not enough, and your teeth are not enough, but maybe together they are." Silas was taken aback. No one ever spoke to him like this, especially not with a request for help. He was about to sneer, to tell her to get lost, but then he looked past her at the dying reef. He saw the desperation in the eyes of the trapped fish. He felt the suffocating stillness of the water. He remembered the loneliness of his own existence. Maybe, just maybe, She was right. "What's your plan?" he asked, the growl in his voice softening just a fraction. Willow explained. Her plan was simple, but required perfect coordination. She would use her immense weight to pull the main anchor points of the net, lifting it just enough. In that moment of slack, Silas would have to use his sharp, precise teeth to sever the key knots holding the structure together. It was incredibly dangerous. If their timing was off, the net could collapse on both of them. Silas listened, his sharp mind analyzing every detail. It was risky, but it was also the only plan that made any sense. He looked at Willow, at the hope that refused to die in her eyes, and made a decision. "Fine," he agreed. "But if this goes wrong, you're on your own." Willow simply nodded, a wave of relief washing over her. They approached the net together, a sight that stunned all the onlookers. The gentle giant and the fearsome predator side by side. Willow took a deep breath and positioned herself. "Ready," she sang a single, clear note. "Ready," Silas rasped back. With a mighty heave, Willow pushed upwards with all her strength, her muscles straining. The massive net groaned and lifted a few precious feet. "Now, Silas, now," she cried. Like a silver arrow, Silas shot forward. He didn't tear wildly. He moved with the precision of a surgeon, his razor-sharp teeth slicing through the thick ropes at the exact points Willow had identified. He darted in and out, severing knot after knot as Willow held the immense weight. It was a dance of power and precision, of brute force and surgical skill. The water churned around them as they worked in perfect, unspoken harmony. Finally, with a loud snap, the last major knot gave way. The ghost net, its structure compromised, ripped apart. It tore into smaller, harmless pieces that the current could now easily sweep away. A collective cheer erupted from the reef. The trapped animals swam free, nudging Willow and circling Silas in a display of pure gratitude. For the first time in his life, Silas didn't feel feared. He felt appreciated. A strange warmth spread through his chest. Looking at the newly freed reef, alive with color and movement again, Silas turned to Willow. The scowl was gone from his face, replaced by a look of grudging respect. "Your songs aren't so foolish after all," he admitted. Willow gave him a wide, gentle smile. "And your teeth are good for more than just biting," she replied. From that day on, the ocean was different. Silas didn't become a singer, and Willow didn't grow sharp teeth, but they were no longer strangers. Silas still patrolled his canyons, but now he'd occasionally swim alongside Willow, listening to her songs. And Willow's melodies now carried a new tune, a powerful ballad about an unlikely friendship, a story of how a kind whale and a bitter shark saved the reef, proving that even in the vast, deep ocean, the greatest strength is found when we learn to work together. And that's a lesson we could all learn from. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more tales from the deep.